The digital age has made photography so easy. It's almost hard to remember the days when we used to drop off rolls of film and wait for them to be developed. Nowadays, you can point, shoot, and print a picture within a matter of minutes, and you don't even need a computer. Learn how to print pictures without any hassle, right now on The Whole Picture. Welcome to The Whole Picture. I'm Erin Manning. You know, digital photography is great, but one of the problems with digital photography is most people aren't able to share their images with others because they can't get the picture off their camera. And that's really a shame because it's so much fun looking at those old photo albums or going through boxes of your old family photographs, reliving moments or learning about your family history. In fact, looking through old family photographs is what inspired me to be a photographer. But with digital photography, some people might miss out on this experience. If you can't get your pictures out of your camera, or let's say you fill up your media card and you need to make space so you have to start deleting images. Or let's say you do get the images off the camera and onto the computer, but now you just can't find them. And the worst thing that can happen is, let's say you take this media card out of your camera, and because it's so small and fragile, you might lose it or damage it, and then your pictures are gone forever. Well, that's why I think it's really important to print out all your photographs. And before you do that, it's a good idea to consider what you'll be using them for before you decide on what size you want to print them out. So let me show you some standard sizes. This is 4x6, okay? This is the standard size most people print their pictures at. It's great for sharing with friends, putting through the mail, putting in photo albums, or framing. It's just a good standard size. Next is 5x7. And this is a little bit bigger. A lot of people frame this size. It's perfect for putting on your coffee table or on your fireplace. Just a good standard frameable size. Next is the 8x10. And this is excellent if you want to make a really strong impact with your photograph. Or let's say you have a group of people and you want to make sure that you can see everyone's face. It's great to print them up to 8x10. And this is perfect for framing and hanging on the wall. Now, I have a student, Michelle Merton, and she's on her way over here today. And she has a friend that burned some images for her onto a CD-ROM, but Michelle doesn't know how to print them out. So I promised her by the end of today, she'd learn about all sorts of different ways to print out her own images. So the first thing I'm going to teach you is how to use one of those photo kiosks that you see in the stores to print out the basic 4x6-inch prints. Next, I'll show you how to use the more advanced features on the photo kiosk. Then, you'll learn more about photo printers you can use at home, and you can make the decision as to which one is best for you. And finally, I'll teach you about internet photo printing, and that's when you just order your prints online and they ship them to you. But no matter which way you choose to print out your images, I highly recommend that you create one of these. This is called an index print, and it's basically just a catalog of all the images that are stored on your CD or your media card. And these little thumbnail pictures have a file name under each one, so it's easy to keep track of your images and you know where they are. Okay, I have a lot of equipment to set up before Michelle gets here. So until she gets here, go ahead and take a look at some other images I printed up and the reasons why I printed them up each particular size. Aren't these freckles adorable? When I took this photograph, I used an older digital camera with a lower megapixel rating, so it created a smaller file size. Now, when you have a small file, it won't be a quality print if you print it large, so I printed this picture as a 4x6. This girl was having a lot of fun. I actually printed this picture using a small photo printer, so I was only able to print it out as a 4x6. But for this shot, I knew I wanted to frame it, so I used a bigger printer and printed it out as a 5x7, the perfect size to frame. I took this picture for a mom who wanted a memento of her son's big game. Using a full-size desktop printer, I enlarged this photo to an 8x10. It was just what she wanted. You've probably seen them, but maybe you're just not quite sure how to use them. Later, I'll show you how to share your pictures without a printer. And coming up next, all the tips you need to transform those mysterious photo kiosks you see in stores into your own personalized photo lab. Welcome back to The Whole Picture. Do you take lots of great digital pictures, then don't get around to printing them? Do you think the only way to print a picture is to use some complicated computer program? If you've answered yes, you'll be happy to know you're not alone. You can take great digital pictures and print them too, without using your computer. Today, I'm showing my student, Michelle Merton, just how easy it is. Hey, Michelle, how you doing?
Good.
Did you find parking okay?
It's a bit of a hassle, but...
All right, but worth it. Are you ready to start printing?
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, let's see what you brought.
I have my camera and a CD.
Okay, that's good to start with because we're going to begin printing with this photo kiosk. Ever seen one of these before?
A couple times.
Yeah, a little mysterious looking.
Yeah.
Probably because of all these slots in the front. Well, these slots actually accept all the media cards, all the different size media cards that come from your digital camera. So you can pop these right in there and see your pictures right on the screen. You can even use one of these little thumb drives, or if you want to, we could directly connect your camera to it. But you know what, let's start with the CD that you brought. I think that'll be easy.
Okay.
And you know, speaking of easy, they've made these super intuitive and just really simple to use. So go ahead and just touch the screen and we'll get started. Ta-da! Look at all the different things you can do with this. You can print digital pictures, reprints from negatives. You can even order specialty items like cups and things like that.
When do we get started?
All right, how about now?
Let's go for it.
Using a photo kiosk to print digital pictures is really as easy as the touch of a button. The options on the touch screen will guide you through the process step by step. To begin, simply select Print Digital Pictures from the menu. The next step is a prompt asking you what type of media you're printing from. Photo kiosks are designed to accept all different forms of media. You might retrieve your prints from a CD like Michelle, or directly print from your photo flashcard in your camera. After you select the type of media, the kiosk will upload the photos and they'll appear on the screen. You can choose to print all the pictures on your disk, or you can pick and choose simply by highlighting each picture. While 4x6 is the size of most standard prints, kiosks will usually give you a few print size options, so select the size that works for you. The next step is to choose how many copies you'd like to print. If you're printing more than one image, you can also tell the kiosk how many copies of each individual picture you want to print. Another cool feature that's really easy to use is the cropping tool. With a simple touch of a button, you can change the composition of the picture. Some photo kiosks will even let you make minor photo enhancements as you select the image. These adjustments will correct the color balance and can remove the red eye effect your flash can cause, generally improving picture quality. Once you've made your selections, hit the Finish button to end your transaction and take your receipt. Don't forget to retrieve your CD or media card from the kiosk before you leave. Most photo kiosks will print while you wait, but you may be prompted to select a time for your pictures to be picked up. Either way, it's a simple and inexpensive way to print your digital pictures. If you haven't seen one of these in a store near you, look around in large retailers and malls. They're very common, and believe me, they're not as intimidating as they may look. Here's a quick tip. Before you leave the kiosk, go ahead and make an index card of the pictures on your CD. It's a quick and easy way to find that one special picture when you need it. Okay, let's take a look at these. Aren't these index prints great?
Yeah, they'll help me remember everything I have on my camera.
Exactly, yeah. This way you could just, say, tape it on the back of the CD and you'll always know what you have. Makes it easy. Okay, now we covered some basics with this, but these kiosks do so much more. So let's get into some more advanced features. Okay? Now, before we get started, I want to mention too that depending on which store this kiosk is located in is going to determine the kind of products you can get right away. Because sometimes you might have to order something and they'll just be shipped later. All right, but all of them help you make custom prints. Okay, so let's say that picture of your brother in the kayak, maybe you wanted to zoom in on it and crop it. You could add a special border on it if you wanted to, or you could even make them, say, a calendar as a gift.
Good Christmas present for next year.
Yeah, exactly. Okay, so this makes it really easy for anybody to create beautiful custom prints. Using the advanced features of the photo kiosk will allow you to do more than just print a simple 4x6 photo. Think of it as a mini image editing software program. The common feature is the ability to make holiday cards, birth announcements, and calendars using your pictures. Once again, the step-by-step guide makes creating these unique images a breeze. These photo kiosks are designed to upload the images from multiple sources at once. You can load a zip drive, a CD, and a compact flash card and view all of your pictures together. If you take a lot of photographs like I do, it makes it easy to print and enhance your images all at once, instead of taking turns viewing them from one source at a time. Earlier, when we discussed the basic functions, we did mention the cropping tool, but in the advanced features, you can do even more to change and enhance your composition, like zooming in, both to remove unnecessary background and to emphasize your subject in the picture. You can also add words or text to your picture. Michelle uses this feature to advertise a room for rent. Once again, the Kiosk Screen's step-by-step guide makes this easy to do and inexpensive. Other options offered on photo kiosks include converting your pictures to black and white or sepia tone, and as mentioned before, red-eye reduction. All of these features are quick and easy to use right in the store, and most of the time the prints you create can be printed immediately. You can also back up your pictures onto a CD once you're finished with the transaction. I recommend doing this if you don't plan on backing up your pictures on CD at home. It's another way to safely store your digital prints and ensure they'll be around for a long time. Michelle looks like she has the command of the kiosk at her fingertips, but can she apply what she's learned in the real world? To test her, we send Michelle out to use a photo kiosk in a store. This model is a little different than the one in my studio, but as with most kiosks, the basic principles are still the same. After a quick setup lesson, Michelle is able to use the kiosk without any trouble, once again proving that it's the unknown contraption that's overwhelming. Once familiar with the basic workings, this innovation is as easy to use as any ATM machine or home appliance. But convenience is sometimes a critical factor, and you may not want to stand in line at the kiosk. So Michelle has decided this time to turn her media card over to the professionals at a one-hour shop. It's another great way to get quality prints without ever connecting your camera to your computer. Later on, I'll show you insider tips to making the internet your very own photo assistant. Coming up, find out how to print your images without leaving the house when the whole picture continues. Learning to capture great digital photos is an adventure, but taking the pictures is only half the fun, because printing those images and sharing them completes the process, and it's so easy you don't even need a computer. Using a photo kiosk is one way to print your images. The user-friendly setup guides you through it each step of the way. You can even use the advanced features to print calendars, flyers, and other novelty items to share with your friends. Welcome back to The Whole Picture. I'm Erin Manning, and I'm teaching Michelle Merton how to print out her digital images without using a computer. Hey, Michelle, I think these pictures turned out pretty nice.
Yeah, it's amazing how simple and self-explanatory that kiosk was.
Yeah, it was really easy. But now, let's say you don't want to go to the store to print your pictures. Let's say you'd rather stay at home and lounge about in your pajamas, okay? You'd need to buy a photo printer. But before you make a decision, you need to think about what size prints you want to get, okay? So for instance, this printer will give you 4x6 snapshots, or this printer will give you 5x7s.
Now, quick question with that. Can you also do 4x6s and 3x5s on that printer?
Yeah, you sure can. It will go down smaller. And then this printer will give you 8x10s. So let me show you how all these work, and then you can make the decision as to what's best for you. Photo printers come in many shapes and sizes, and before you make the choice, do your homework. Be aware there is a difference between a regular printer and a photo printer, and it's all in the inks. A regular inkjet printer uses 4 colors, while a photo printer uses 6. Let's take a look at this model. It's a printer with a camera dock. The concept is straightforward. Your digital camera docks in place on the printer, and with this connection, 4x6 images are created straight from the camera, feeding information through the printer. When you place your camera on the dock, the current or most recent photograph will appear on the viewing screen. To print the current image, simply press the print button on the printer. You can select other images by using the arrow keys, and you can also select to print more than one copy of the image. As you print, the paper will make a few passes through the machine. Each cycle is for the different inks being used to print the photo. This type of printer uses pre-cut pieces of photo paper. Once the print is complete, you'll need to tear off the edges along the perforation. The camera dock printer is perfect to use when you're traveling because of its portability and ease of use. If you take a lot of pictures and you print mostly 4x6 photos, this is a good choice. But if you want bigger prints, you'll have to get a bigger printer. This desktop version will print larger sizes, up to 5x7, but like the first model, it's also designed for easy printing without having to connect to a computer. You can load your pictures by inserting your media card or thumb drive directly into the printer. The built-in LCD display will show the images after they load. But what's great about this model and others like it is the ability to add creative effects like a border or greeting right here on the printer without using additional software. Now let's say you want to print an 8x10 of your favorite photograph. For this, you'll need a full-size desktop model. If you decide to go this route, you can still print the smaller sizes if you choose. This is a popular choice because it really serves as two printers in one. You can still print your standard documents as well as your favorite pictures. Some models even allow you to crop the picture. Using the built-in viewing screen, you can see the picture and the changes you make before you print. But here's my favorite thing on this printer. Check this out. You can save your pictures directly to a CD using an external CD burner that plugs directly into the printer. This way you can save the original images and store the CD in a safe place. Now see how easy that is?
Yeah.
And why it's really important to make some decisions before you start shopping for that photo printer.
I had no idea how many options there were.
There's so many. Okay, now when we come back, I'll show you how to print out your pictures if you have a computer but no photo printer. Doctors may not make house calls anymore, but that doesn't mean your pictures can't get door-to-door service in the digital age. Find out how on The Whole Picture. Welcome back to The Whole Picture. One of the greatest payoffs to taking digital photographs is to actually enjoy them and share them with loved ones near and far in the form of prints. I've shown Michelle some great options for creating prints without a computer. Now, what if you have a computer but no printer? Ah, the magic of the information age. Okay. All right, Michelle, now you can see that it is possible to print out pictures even if you don't have a computer or a printer. All right, you can go to that photo kiosk at the store, which was pretty easy to use.
Nice and simple.
Yeah, or you can buy your own photo printer and just print it home if you want to.
In your pajamas.
That's right. But if you have a computer, what's great about this is you can just upload your images to one of these great online services. This way, once you upload them, you can view them all on their website, and then you can go in and customize them. If you want to go in and crop and add special borders, and then you just order your prints and they ship them to you. Online photo sites not only let you share your photos immediately over the web, but also offer photo developing services. After you upload your photos to the internet site, you can order prints and they'll be mailed directly to you. Most online sites also offer extended services like printing holiday cards, announcements, and calendars. Some will even print your pictures onto t-shirts and coffee mugs. The websites are very user-friendly. When you first log on, you'll be asked to register by creating a username and password. Next, you'll need to upload your photos. After your photos upload to the site, you can either pick and choose the ones you'd like to print or select them all and add them to your cart. You can also choose the quantity and size of prints you'd like to order. As convenient as this is, the real advantage in using an online photo site is you can email the website information to your friends and family. If you click on the Share Photos button, you can type in the email addresses, and the site will send your friends an email, and they'll get to see your newly created photo album. If you'd like to learn more about all the different ways to print out your digital images, just log on to our website at DIYnetwork.com. Okay, Michelle, now do you feel more comfortable about getting those pictures out of your camera and into the printers?
I'm definitely a lot more confident. I can't wait to free up some space on my camera.
Well, that's great. Now keep taking pictures and keep printing them out.
I look forward to it.
Okay, it was fun working with you.
You too.
Now, I hope you'll take what you learned today and print out your digital images. Join me next time on The Whole Picture. Okay, now I want to ask you.